My girlfriend said, "I'm going on a self-discovery trip with my ex for 2 weeks." I said, "Sounds great." Then I moved out while she was gone and left a note. I discovered myself, too. Her frantic voicemail started before she even boarded the return flight. I, 29, male, was sitting on the couch watching Netflix when my girlfriend Astrid, 27, dropped the bomb. She walked in from the bedroom, stood directly in front of the TV, and announced, "I need to tell you something important." The way she said it, all serious and dramatic, I thought someone died. I'm going on a self-discovery trip with Garrett. Garrett, her ex from college. The guy whose photos she still had on her Instagram. The one who really understood her artistic soul, or whatever BS she used to say. I paused my show. When? Next week. We're going to this spiritual retreat center. It's 2 weeks of meditation, journaling, and finding ourselves. Rest. I nodded slowly. Just the two of you. Don't make this weird, okay? It's not about him. We're just friends now, and he's going through stuff too. We got a group discount. A group discount for 2 people. Look, she continued, I know how this sounds, but you need to trust me. This is about my journey. Garrett just happens to be on a similar path. I took a sip of my beer. Sounds great. She blinked. Really? Yeah. When do you leave? Tuesday morning. You're really okay with this? Astrid, if you need to find yourself, who am I to stop you? She looked suspicious for a second. Then her face broke into this huge smile. She kissed me on the forehead like I was a golden retriever who'd learned a new trick. This is why I love you. You're so evolved. Evolved, right? She spent the next 3 days packing, buying new yoga pants, and talking nonstop about chakras and inner peace. I smiled and nodded. Even drove her to the airport Tuesday morning. 2 weeks will fly by, she said, giving me a quick peck. I'll have limited phone access, so don't worry if I don't text much. No problem. Have fun finding yourself. The second her plane took off, I went to U-Haul. See, here's what Astrid didn't know. Her name wasn't on the lease. She'd moved into my apartment 8 months ago. Never got around to the paperwork. All the utilities. My name, the furniture, 80% mine. Even the succulent collection she was so proud of. I'd bought those. I'd already found a new place the day after her announcement. Signed the lease Monday, while she was getting her aura cleansed at some spa. The move took 2 days. I was surgical about it. Took only what was mine. Left all her stuff neatly organized in the living room. Even left the utilities on so she wouldn't come back to darkness. The note I left was simple. Astrid, went on my own journey of self-discovery. Turns out I discovered I deserve better. Your stuff is in the living room. Lease ends in 3 weeks. Talk to the landlord. He's expecting you to either sign a new one or move out. I found myself, and myself doesn't include you. Good luck with your chakras. Then I blocked her number and settled into my new place. Update 1. Y'all wanted an update? Buckle up. So, I blocked Astrid's number, but I didn't block her on email. Forgot she had that, honestly. Wednesday afternoon, I got the first one. What the hell is this? I came back early because the retreat was awful, and you're gone. This isn't funny anymore. Where are you? Wait, she came back early from her spiritual journey? After 5 days, more emails flooded in. The landlord says I need to sign a lease. I can't afford this place alone. This is manipulation. You're trying to control me. Garrett thinks you're being emotionally abusive. Oh, Garrett has opinions now. Cool. I didn't respond, but I did reach out to my buddy Luke, who still lived in the old building. He filled me in on the tea. Apparently, Astrid showed up Wednesday night fuming. She had Garrett with her because, of course, she did, and they were hauling her stuff around trying to figure out what to do. Luke heard her on the phone with her mom screaming about how I'd abandoned her and stolen the apartment. But here's the kicker. Luke overheard Garrett on his phone, too, arguing with someone named Destiny. Apparently, Destiny was Garrett's current girlfriend, who didn't know about this spiritual retreat until she checked his Instagram and saw him posting sunset pics with my ex. The retreat lasted exactly 5 days before Garrett got served with relationship consequences of his own and had to fly back to deal with his imploding life. Thursday morning, Astrid's mom called me. I almost didn't answer, but curiosity won. How could you do this to my daughter? Hello to you too, Deb. She's homeless. She's not homeless. Her stuff is safe, and she has 3 weeks to figure out housing. That's more than most people get. You're being cruel because you're jealous of her connection with Garrett. Deb, your daughter went on a couple's retreat with her ex-boyfriend. It was not a couple's retreat. It was about finding inner peace with her ex alone for 2 weeks. Silence. She said you were okay with it. I was so okay with it that I decided to find my own inner peace elsewhere. You're a pathetic little man. Okay, bye, Deb. But the best part came Thursday night. I got a notification that someone was trying to reset my Netflix password, then my Hulu, then my HBO Max. She was trying to access my streaming accounts from whatever hotel she was crashing at. The entitlement, I swear. I changed all the passwords to variations of Find Your Own Netflix. Then I got a text from an unknown number. Guess she got a friend to text me. Astrid wants to know why you're being so petty about the streaming services. She's having a panic attack. A panic attack over Netflix. I responded, tell her meditation might help. Update 2. The entitlement escalation has been wild. Friday, Astrid tried a new strategy. She showed up at my gym. Not to work out. She doesn't have a membership. She waited in the parking lot for 2 hours until I came out. We need to talk. I kept walking to my car. You can't just ignore me. We were together for 3 years. 8 months, I corrected, unlocking my car. The emotional connection was 3 years. What does that even mean? She grabbed my arm. Look, I get it. You heard about Garrett, but nothing happened. Cool. We meditated. We did yoga. We talked about our feelings. Sounds magical. Stop being sarcastic. This is serious. I need a place to live. So, get one. I can't afford anything. You know I'm between jobs, right? Between jobs for 6 months, while she worked on her jewelry business that had sold exactly 3 bracelets. That's not my problem anymore, Astrid. Then she pulled out the manipulation tactics. If you ever loved me, you'll help me. I did love you. Then you went on a romantic vacation with your ex. It wasn't romantic. Garrett chose that moment to pull up in his beat-up Honda because of course he was there. Yo, man, can we talk? He got out trying to look tough in his hemp necklace and man bun. Number. Look, bro, you're making this harder than it needs to be. Astrid needs stability right now. Then maybe you should provide it, bro. His face got red. I'm trying to help here by taking my girlfriend on a tow trip. Ex-girlfriend, Astrid corrected. Right. Thanks for the clarification. Garrett stepped closer. You're just threatened by our connection. I laughed. Actually laughed, my guy. Your connection lasted 5 days before you both bailed. That's not a connection. That's a long weekend. You don't understand what we have. Clearly, neither do you, since you're not living together. Plot twist. Astrid's face went pale. Turns out she'd been telling people, including her mom, that Garrett had offered to let her move in with him. But Garrett was currently crashing with his buddy because Destiny had kicked him out of their apartment. The looks they gave each other. Chefs, priceless. I got in my car and left them to figure that out. Saturday morning, new development. Astrid managed to get my new address. Don't know how. Probably followed me from the gym. She showed up with a U-Haul and 4 people. Her mom, Deb, her sister, Quinn, Garrett, and some girl I didn't recognize. They were moving her stuff out of the old apartment, but apparently decided to make a pit stop to harass me. Deb rang my doorbell for 5 minutes straight. When I finally answered through the Ring camera, she launched into this speech. "You need to man up and take responsibility for this situation." I did. I moved out. That's not taking responsibility. That's running away. Quinn jumped in. "You're destroying her life over your ego." Her life isn't destroyed. She's just facing consequences. The girl I didn't recognize turned out to be Astrid's friend, Piper, from her failed jewelry business. She had a different approach. "Don't you think you're being a bit harsh? Like, energetically speaking, this is really negative." You know what else is energetically negative? Going on vacation with your ex. Garrett, genius that he is, tried to jimmy my door handle on camera. "Dude, I'm calling the cops if you don't stop." He backed off quick. Astrid finally spoke up and she was crying, but not sad crying, angry crying. "I gave you everything. I decorated your apartment. I cooked for you. I made you a better person. You decorated with my money. Cooked twice in 8 months. And I'm the same person I always was. You're being vindictive. I'm being gone. Big difference." They finally left after I mentioned I was documenting everything for a potential restraining order. But the saga wasn't over. That night around 10 p.m., I got an email from Astrid with the subject line "business proposal." I kid you not. She sent me a business proposal. She wanted me to invest in her jewelry business in exchange for 10% equity. The investment amount, exactly what 3 months of rent would cost at the old apartment. The business plan was 2 sentences. "Cosmic Creations will revolutionize mindful jewelry. With your investment, I can focus on creation without housing stress." I didn't respond, but I did forward it to Luke, who works in venture capital. His response: "Is she high?" Update 3. Monday morning, the extinction. Sorry, the explosion happened. I woke up to my LinkedIn blowing up. Astrid had messaged every single one of my professional connections with this. "Hi, I'm raising funds for my spiritual jewelry business and noticed you're connected with my ex. Despite our personal situation, I believe in keeping business separate. Would you be interested in cosmic consciousness through wearable art?" She really pitched her failed bracelet business to my boss, my clients, my college professors, the random recruiter I connected with 3 years ago. My boss texted me, "Your ex is interesting. Is she okay?" My biggest client, "I think your girlfriend needs help." The university professor, "Is this performance art?" But she wasn't done. Astrid had created a GoFundMe. Help a spiritual entrepreneur escape emotional abuse. The description was a masterpiece of delusion. According to her, I had financially controlled her for years. She hadn't worked in 6 months by choice, isolated her from friends. She went out every weekend, sabotaged her business. I never touched her jewelry stuff. Abandoned her during a mental health crisis. The crisis being consequences. Goal amount, $25,000. She'd raised $37, all from her mom. Things got weirder. Garrett left me a voicemail from a different number. "Hey man, look, real talk. Astrid's kind of losing it. She's staying with her sister, but Quinn's about to kick her out. She keeps saying you're conspiring against her. He thinks you hacked her chakras or something." I'm going to be honest, bro. The retreat was weird. She wanted to do this tantric workshop, and I was like, that's too much. That's why we left early. Well, that, and my girl found out. But anyway, maybe just like Give her some money so she stops. She's making us all look bad. Hacked her chakras. I can't make this up. Wednesday was court day. Yeah, we ended up in court. Not for anything serious. She tried to file a civil claim, saying I owed her compensation for domestic partnership. Apparently, she Googled some stuff about common law marriage and thought she had a case. The judge looked at her filing. She represented herself obviously and actually said, "Ma'am, you lived together for 8 months. You were on vacation with another man when he moved out. What exactly are you claiming?" Emotional investment damages. The judge dismissed it in under 5 minutes. But Astrid wasn't done. Outside the courthouse, she'd arranged for Piper to be there with a camera filming her giving a speech about systemic oppression of spiritual women. It has 12 views on TikTok, all from her mom's different accounts. Thursday morning brought the final boss battle. I got a call from the old apartment complex. The landlord, Rick, sounded exhausted. "Your ex-girlfriend is trying to squat in the apartment." "What?" "She changed the locks. Says she has tenant rights. I'm having to start eviction proceedings. She changed the locks on an apartment she's not even on the lease for. She printed some fake lease off the internet. It's obviously fake. She spelled her own name wrong. But here's where it gets beautifully stupid. Remember how I left the utilities on to be nice? Well, she never transferred them to her name. So, Thursday afternoon, I called and had them shut off. Legally, they were in my name. I was paying for them. Within an hour, I got a call from an unknown number. It was Quinn. "Turn the power back on right now." "Who is this?" "You know who this is?" "Astrid's in there with no electricity, so she should probably leave. She's trying to run a business in an apartment she's squatting in." "She's not squatting. She's establishing residency." That's literally squatting." Quinn hung up. Friday it was over. Rick called me. "Police removed her this morning. She tried to claim you were her landlord, and she'd paid you rent, but she couldn't provide any proof because, it never happened. Is she okay?" She screamed something about Mercury being in microwave and then tried to sage the officers. They were very patient. I think she met Mercury being in retrograde, but honestly, Mercury being in microwave is funnier. Final update. It's been 2 weeks since the police removed Astrid from the apartment. Here's where everyone ended up. Astrid is living with her parents now. Not with Quinn, who blocked her after the whole thing. Not with Garrett, who disappeared completely, but back in her childhood bedroom. According to Luke, who saw her at a coffee shop, she's telling people she's taking a sabbatical from capitalism and living with her parents is a radical act of resistance. She's still trying to sell jewelry. Her Instagram bio now says, "Survivor, entrepreneur, cosmic warrior." She has 73 followers, down from 200. Garrett resurfaced on social media with Destiny. They're apparently working through things, which based on the passive-aggressive posts they tag each other in means they're making each other miserable. He posted a long thing about how the retreat experience opened his third eye to toxic energies. Astrid commented this, and he deleted the whole post. Deb, Astrid's mom, sent me one last email last week. "I hope you're happy. My daughter is devastated. She actually thought you were the one. She was planning to propose to you on that retreat with Garrett. He was going to help her pick out rings. You threw away something beautiful because of your silly male pride. She was going to propose on a trip with her ex, who was going to help pick out rings. I mean, what do you even say to that?" I didn't respond, but I did have a good laugh with my new girlfriend, Heather. Met her at my new apartment complex's resident event. She thinks the whole story is hilarious. Last night, she suggested we take a self-discovery trip and then burst out laughing. But seriously, want to go to Seattle next month? Just us. No exes. The best part? Last Friday, I ran into Garrett at a bar. He was drunk and tried to bro-hug me. Dude, I'm sorry about everything. Astrid's actually insane. She tried to get me to invest in her business, too. Said we could be conscious capital partners or something. I was like, girl, I deliver pizzas. He delivers pizzas. The spiritual guru who was going to help her find herself delivers pizzas. No hard feelings, I told him, and meant it. Honestly, he did me a favor. For real, though, he continued. She kept trying to make things weird at the retreat, like she wanted to do couples yoga and soul-gazing and stuff. I just wanted to eat edibles and look at trees, you know? The self-discovery trip was just Garrett wanting to get high in nature and Astrid trying to seduce him. Beautiful. As I'm writing this, Astra just posted on her business page. Major announcement coming soon. Cosmic Creations is evolving into something bigger. The announcement posted an hour later. She's adding essential oil blends to her jewelry line. The oils are just repackaged stuff from the dollar store. Piper accidentally revealed this in the comments before deleting it. Someone asked if the oils were FDA approved. Astrid responded, I don't subscribe to governmental oversight of natural healing. Her mom was the only one who liked the post. Looking back, the red flags were everywhere. She once tried to pay her portion of rent with a check from her future self. She believed her cat was her grandmother reincarnated. She didn't have a cat. She tried to expense her therapy to my health insurance as a dependent life partner. She once got mad at me for dream cheating. I allegedly flirted with someone in her dream, but the ending exactly what it needed to be. She discovered herself all right. Discovered she's an entitled person who thought she could have her chakras aligned and her rent paid by different guys. And me, I discovered that standing up for yourself isn't vindictive. It's necessary. Also discovered that my new apartment's water pressure is amazing. And nobody here tries to charge crystals in the microwave at 3 a.m. to everyone saying, I should have just talked it out. I did. My response was moving out. Sometimes the best conversation is the one you don't have. To those saying I was too harsh, she took a tow vacation with her ex and expected me to be cool with it. The bar was underground, and she brought a shovel. And to Astrid, since I know you're reading this, hide Deb's account. The retreat center called They Want Their Meditation Cushion Back, the one you apparently stole. They're threatening legal action. Good luck with your cosmic consciousness. You're going to need it for court. Peace out. This was Whisper Wire. Where silence isn't weakness, it's the ultimate revenge. If this story stayed with you, subscribe and join the journey. Because tomorrow's whisper might just become the story of your life. Thanks for watching. Please like this video and subscribe my channel. We're grateful for each and every one of you. Let us know where in the world you're tuning in from. We'd love to hear from you in the comments.